Ever seen a pass so perfect it felt like time stopped? There's a moment every fan remembers: the first time they saw Beckham bend the ball, the stadium holding its breath as if gravity itself paused to watch him work. That swing of his right foot looked effortless in slow motion, but behind that beauty was years of discipline. He wasn't just kicking a ball, he was shaping it with precision. Opponents learned quickly that giving him space was a mistake, while teammates trusted his vision more than their own. Crowds waited for the magic every time he approached a dead ball, and more often than not, he delivered exactly what they hoped for. His passes weren't just plays, they were poetry on grass. And long after the matches ended, people still replayed those moments in their minds. Even today, that curve remains one of the most recognizable sights in football. This is the free kick that made the world hold its breath. Fans whispered before he took a free kick, convinced he'd score, not out of arrogance, but because of his flawless repetition. Beckham's technique looked like a physics experiment, the ball curving with a grace only he could command. Goalkeepers stretched in despair, often knowing the outcome before the ball even lifted. His signature bend became a global obsession, copied on playgrounds, beaches, and streets everywhere. But only he carried that perfect balance of power, finesse, and timing. His free kicks weren't just shots, they were iconic moments etched into football history. Even today, players study his form hoping to capture a fraction of his magic. And every time the ball curves, people still say, "That's Beckham." His technique didn't just inspire players, it shaped an entire generation. Some leaders command with noise. Beckham commanded with calm. When he stepped onto the pitch, the entire team's energy shifted. He wasn't the biggest or fastest, yet he carried a steady strength that grounded everyone around him. His confidence was quiet but contagious, giving teammates stability in tough moments. Pressure sharpened him instead of breaking him, and his composure under stress was unmatched. Every pass he made reinforced trust, every run showed commitment beyond ego. He led by example, proving leadership is built on consistency and character. Players respected him because he made the game feel controlled. And in the chaos of football, that rare steadiness made him the heartbeat of any team he played for. His presence alone could settle an entire stadium. This is the comeback story that changed English football forever. After the infamous red card, the world turned on him instantly. Many players would have collapsed under that storm of hate, but Beckham rebuilt himself instead of breaking. He trained harder, matured faster, and responded to critics with performance, not words. Fans who once booed him eventually rose to their feet in admiration as he turned doubt into inspiration. His resilience became one of football's greatest narratives, proving mistakes don't end legends. How you rise after them does. Every step in his comeback deepened his legacy, and in the end, he turned his biggest failure into his strongest chapter. That redemption became a blueprint for athletes under pressure. His rise back to glory showed what true mental strength looks like. He didn't just play football, he rewrote what a footballer could be. Beckham's influence stretched far beyond the field, blending football with global culture, fashion, and charity. He elevated every space he entered while staying rooted in the sport he adored. You could see his respect for football in every touch, every run, and every interview. Few players become symbols beyond their skill set, but Beckham achieved it with authenticity, discipline, and humility. His name became a worldwide brand, yet his devotion to the game never faded. Teammates saw a hard-working professional, not just a superstar. That balance made him unforgettable. And his legacy still shapes how modern athletes carry themselves. His career proved that greatness isn't just played, it's lived. Ever seen a player run like he was gliding above the grass? Thierry Henry didn't sprint. He floated, covering ground with a grace that defenders simply couldn't match. His runs looked effortless, but every movement carried intention, timing, and deadly precision. Give him 1 inch of space and he'd turn it into an entire highway. His control at high speed felt unfair, almost like he had an extra second no one else owned. Teammates knew that if they released the ball early, he'd do the rest. Fans held their breath when he began accelerating because they already knew how the story ended. His stride wasn't just pace, it was poetry in motion. And even now, analysts still use his runs as a blueprint for modern forwards. Some players score goals. Henry made them look inevitable. Whether it was the signature open-body curler into the far corner or a cool slide past the keeper, he finished with a calmness that felt supernatural. Defenders knew what he wanted to do, yet stopping him was another story. He made tough angles look simple and turned half chances into highlights. His touch was velvet, his composure ice cold, and his timing razor sharp. Commentators almost sounded relaxed when he shot because they expected the net to ripple. That elegance became his identity. Stylish, deadly, predictable, yet unstoppable. And long after he retired, strikers worldwide tried to mimic that iconic finish. His goals weren't just scored, they were delivered like art pieces. Speed helped him, skill defined him, but his mind made him unstoppable. Henry read the pitch like a chessboard, always 3 moves ahead. He knew when to drift wide, when to cut inside, and when to disappear from defenders' vision entirely. His football IQ turned simple moments into devastating ones, forcing teams to reshuffle mid-game just to track him. Even without touching the ball, he influenced defenders' positions. His awareness wasn't loud, it was surgical. And once he found the gap, it was already too late. Coaches praised his brain as much as his feet, because he made complex football look natural. And that blend of intelligence and instinct remains one of the rarest gifts in the sport. He didn't need a captain's armband to control the tempo of a match. Henry led with class, effort, and unshakable belief. His presence lifted teammates, not through shouting but through brilliance. When Arsenal needed a moment, he provided it with maturity and calm. Younger players watched how he trained, how he carried himself, how he respected the badge. He set standards without forcing anyone, and somehow everyone wanted to reach them. His influence stretched far beyond goals. It shaped the culture of an entire era. He made winning feel expected, not lucky. And teams felt taller, sharper, and braver with him on the pitch. That's a leader in its purest form. He didn't just play as a forward, he reinvented what a forward could be. Henry blurred the lines between winger, striker, creator, and magician. He drifted wide, dropped deep, exploded through the middle, and built attacks from nothing. His versatility forced managers to rewrite tactics and defenders to rethink their jobs. He became the blueprint for the modern attacking player, fast, technical, creative, intelligent, ruthless. Clubs across the world still search for the next Henry, proving how rare he truly was. His highlights feel timeless, his influence undeniable. He wasn't just part of football history, he shaped its evolution. And the game still carries his footprint with every dynamic forward it produces. Ever witnessed a goal so calm yet so devastating that the stadium didn't even breathe? There were times when Henry collected the ball with defenders swarming him, yet he looked untouched by pressure. He'd pause for a split second, reading the entire pitch like an artist studying a blank canvas. Then, with one smooth touch, he'd glide forward and release a finish that felt both simple and impossible at the same time. Fans knew they were watching something rare, a player who combined elegance with execution at the highest level. Opponents respected him even as he destroyed their shape. His goals carried emotion, intelligence, and timing woven together perfectly. And those unforgettable moments still replay in football conversations today. Henry didn't just score, he created memories that felt frozen in time.